You are listening to Weget Radio, and this is the return of the Wire Road Sessions. Welcome to Wire Road Studios in Houston, Texas, and welcome to my special guests who we will speak with and who will perform for us this evening, Mr. Dustin Prinz. Dustin, welcome.
Thanks, man. Thank you for having me.
Let's just start by saying this. You're a Springboard South veteran. Have you been at all the Springboard since the very beginning?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was Flora and Muse. I just remembered the name of the place. And what is it, City Center?
Yes, City Center was the first year.
Yes.
And it's grown quite a bit since then.
Yeah, man.
And you've been asked back every year. So either
I guess I don't suck too bad.
Either you're pretty good or you know somebody really important. So
yeah, exactly. Cool, man.
Well, welcome into Wire Road Studios. We're really thrilled to have you today. Let's talk just a little bit about you're from the musical hotbed of Nebraska, right?
West Point, Nebraska, man.
West Point.
It's that's where I was born and raised, so it's still where I call home.
I was trying to think if I knew any other artists from Nebraska. I think is 311 from Nebraska.
Omaha, it's
from Omaha,
70 miles south of West Point.
They might as well be in another state then.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No.
So you basically are the king of West Point.
I try not to. I'm pretty humble, but no, I mean I love it. My family and friends are there. My girlfriend's there. So
how long have you been performing actively? I mean, everybody I guess starts at some point, but how long would you say it's been a real pursuit for you?
Let's see here. Probably at least the last 8 years. I've been doing it, as my job for close to 4 now. So
how scary was that?
Oh, dude, it's still scary. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like every day. I think it's just like everything else. You have your doubts on occasion, and you have ups and downs. But when you're completely independent, like myself, and I'm living on the road a good majority of the time, sleeping out of my vehicle in the comfort of many Walmart parking lots and stuff. So it's like on occasion I'm like, I think I'm kind of batshit crazy for doing this, but I'm driven to do it because I'm so passionate about sharing, art with people. So.
And you're very prolific as well.
I write
quite
a
few
lot,
songs, don't you?
Yeah.
Any idea off the top of your head, even just how many different songs you posted videos of on YouTube?
The YouTube videos I think are close to, it's got to be 270 or something at this point.
So let's talk about that, because back in the older days of the music business, an artist would work on an album for 2.5 years. Mm-hmm. You'd release 11, 12 songs, and then you'd tour on that for a year and a half, and then start on another record. These are different times, aren't they?
Oh yeah, man, for sure.
Yeah. What do you think is it about people's appetite for music that makes doing things the way that you're doing them now so much more kind of in line with how people seem to consume things today? Are people's appetites larger, or is it just a matter of being extremely prolific and you might as well put it out there?
I think it's a mix of both. I kind of feel like people are being pulled in a billion different directions with the internet, and people are always like going for music all over the place. And so I myself kind of feel like if it's not original material, then I need to be kind of reinventing a cover song or something just so I can be relatively consistent or active on YouTube, or if it be Facebook. And so that's why I'm always trying to, write new material. And if it is downtime, then I do the covers and I put those out there. So
do you like to post once every?
It's usually lately, for probably the last 6 months, I've been posting every 2 to 3 weeks. I post a new video, and this year so far I've already posted 3. I think it's 3 singles already. Spanned out between 3 weeks or so. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, man. I've got like 4 more now that are kind of, in the works. And so as soon as I get home in like 3 days, I'm shooting videos for those. I usually get home, shoot 3 to 4 videos while I'm home, and then I spread those out while I'm out touring. So.
And do you record mostly at home?
I record, it's a studio called Power Base Studio in Wisner, Nebraska, which is like 20 miles north of West Point. And Dan Kane is the owner and operator, and it's literally this just totally badass studio. I mean, this is awesome. I'm not gonna lie. Sitting here in Wire Road, I'm like, yeah, this is almost. Sorry, Dan, but no, he's got a super nice studio as well, and it's literally like in the middle of a cornfield. I'm not shitting you, and it's called Paradise on the Prairie. You know, it's like that's like what he dubs it. So I usually stay there like for a couple days. I just go up there and hang out, and he helps me kind of produce some of these songs. So
now I know you spend quite a bit of time on the road. Is there a music scene in the West Point area that you're a part of? Do you perform much in your home area?
Not in West Point, but in Omaha. They have a really cool indie scene that's happening there, believe it or not. And my friends are in a couple bands, so I play there. I try to play in Omaha at least once a month. Whenever I'm back, I'm usually out for about 3 weeks and then home for a week. Is kind of how it seems like things fall. So.
Are there any spots around the country that are kind of hot spots for you, places where you've just had particularly strong acceptance?
Dude, I love Colorado and New Mexico.
Yeah?
I'm not going to lie. I mean, like Taos for just one random but super beautiful place. And then I always mix it up, Madrid. The locals always get pissed at me because Madrid, New Mexico. Look, it's Madrid. It's like you hear it different from whoever it is that you're talking to, man. But Madrid, it's awesome, dude. It's like I can't even entirely tell you where it's at because I'm so stuck to the GPS all the time. It's like, oh, But it's like it's around Santa Fe, like 30 miles or something, 40 miles. But super arts community. Everybody's super hippie, really supportive of what I'm doing and the artists in general. So I went there for Love as Revolution Festival last year, and Mineshaft Tavern is a really cool tavern there with just a ton of history, and I absolutely love playing there, man. Like that whole scene has been in several movies, It's like a Hollywood hotspot in the middle of nowhere, so it's cool.
I know you started out as a drummer.
Yeah.
Was there a conscious decision to say, I want to step out from the kit and put the guitar on and do that, or was it something that just happened?
The drums were actually, I had already been playing like guitar for probably 5 or 6 years, man, and I was in a group in Colorado called Another Band, and we kind of broke up, and then I got an electric kit and started playing drums, and I never played in bands or anything. I literally just wanted to get away from everything that just at the time I had thought had epically failed me. And I was like, screw the guitar, screw writing songs.
So you went from guitar to drums.
Yeah, I pretty much just wanted to kind of reinvent myself. So I worked full time at that time, and I would work and I would come home and I would completely annoy the shit out of my roommates because I would just be in the basement,
go, the drums,
like beating the crap out of the electric drums. So I did that for close to 4 years.
And then you're, spending that much time as a drummer began to kind of affect your style as a guitar player.
Yeah.
So tell me about this style of yours and how it's been sort of noticed by people.
I guess it's percussive in nature. I'm always I had recorded my first record in 2008, 2009. And there were drums and things in it, and I wasn't entirely sure how I was going to pull it off in a live environment because there wasn't any backbone when you're just playing guitar. And so I was like, well, I got to learn how to keep a quarter beat or a 4-to-the-floor beat or something like while I'm playing. And so it just started out with me just hitting my hand on the body of the guitar just while strumming, because that was pretty easy. And then after time, I was starting to do it with like appreciating the chords and then doing alternate picking, and then came solos while I was still keeping that beat. And so it's I called it parapicking because of paradiddles, as a drummer, keeping a percussive beat while playing a melody or.
I can actually play a paradiddle.
Yeah. 1 2 1 1 2 1 2 2 1 2 1 1 2 1 2, and so. And so that I just kept on calling it parapicking, and then eventually like Jam Play contacted me, and it's because they saw my videos, I guess, on YouTube, and so I did a series called Parapicking for Knuckleheads. which is a ridiculous name, but my father always used to call me a knucklehead all the time. You know, he's like, "Oh, goddamn knucklehead." Meant the best of it, but
Of course.
he just always knew I was a bit off, you know. And so that started, and then I guess recently, which is pretty cool, man. I'm excited about it. Like I grew up like learning from Acoustic Magazine, you know. And they approached me several months ago, but I just got my first article in their magazine last month in February.
Congratulations.
That's kind of going through my approach and my style, you know, and some warm-ups, I guess, that I use before I play. So
At this point, with hundreds of songs on YouTube, with as many things as you've recorded, with and I want to talk about videos in a moment because your videos are so creative. But at this point, have you like completely embraced the idea of being an independent artist and want to continue to go that route and have your own, you know, do things your own way? Or is it a goal to, you know, be on a label at some point? Does that appeal to you at all?
to tell you the truth, it does. Like I'm pretty open to everything. I guess I don't overthink much either. I haven't really thought about it much, to be honest. I'm just completely driven from the moment I wake up until I go to sleep to just create. And so I don't put much more thought into just how to finish an idea and get it out there. So if I happen to come across people eventually that see value in what I'm doing, you know, and they're in the business side of it, like they have a label and they approach me, and if I were to actually think it's something that could further my career, then I would have to be crazy not to jump on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, we're all trying to survive also
Sure.
off of our art, and I'm not gonna lie, today it's quite difficult to survive as an artist because a lot of people don't value art as much as they used to, especially when you have things like Spotify and other things where people are streaming our music and we're not being paid but pennies for it. So, I mean, I'm not bitter about it because my music's still getting out there, but you have to look at other avenues of income then, like licensing, all kinds of stuff
Sure.
to survive. So
Now, your videos are so many of the ones that I've seen are just incredibly creative, and like, how do you even pay for? Even though some of them are deceptively simple in terms of the way that they're made. I mean, how do you even pay for as many videos as you've done? I mean, it's got to cost you some money to put some of that stuff together.
it's all me, man. I mean, a lot of the videos I'm doing myself. So there's probably, I guess, any videos that aren't done by me, it's usually people just volunteering their time. I recently shot a video for a song called Lucinda, and a company called Blackout Co., based out of Oklahoma City. A good friend of mine, James Harbor, phenomenal just at what he does. You know, he does video work and does website design. But he was like, man, let's shoot a video for Lucinda. I freaking love that song. So that was one video in a long time that I actually was like, okay, I'm not gonna, like, I'm a control freak to the extreme. So I was like, yeah, I trust you. He does good work. So, but everything other than that, man, I do the videos myself. I shoot them, I edit them, I produce them.
And your videos are, what is it, 5.1 million views?
It's
on
somewhere
YouTube?
around there, I think, on my channel.
Holy crap!
So-
I mean, there are so many artists I can think of who are signed to major labels who aren't anywhere near that kind of views. I mean, obviously people like your stuff, but
Yeah.
what's driving that kind of response, you think?
I don't know.
That's a very honest answer, you know. But
I think if you put yourself out there and you're honest about it and you don't suck too bad, you're gonna find, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're gonna find your audience, and I do have. I mean, I realize that I do have a lot of those views because of some of the ways that I've reinvented the cover material that I do. I don't really post a cover song up trying to emulate the original,
yeah.
And so to some degree it offends a lot of people. Like, I have received like much hate mail over the years.
You can't read the YouTube comments. You just can't.
Dude, I used to, like, I almost considered quitting, like, in the past, like, you know, back in 2008 and stuff, when I first started posting videos, because of how hard people can be on you.
Oh, yeah.
And so I'm just like, I'm numb to it now. I'm like, you mother effing trolls. I don't give a shit. So
I mean, can you even imagine, like, back in the day, if the Beatles had YouTube, they'd put stuff up and people would just be trashing them as having no talent and what is this crap? And, you know, that's just the way that the comments go. But your stuff always strikes me as creative. You always seem to have an interesting and different take on the covers. And then the original stuff, particularly the stuff that I've seen the videos for, you just seem to have some really interesting and original ways of presenting the video. So it's I think that's got to be a big part of what keeps people viewing, because it's not just, oh, I went to see your video. It's, oh, I went to see the video and then I clicked on 10 more, you know, and watched 10 more of it. So I think that probably has a lot to do with you know, the repeat traffic, I guess, is what's bringing people back to you.
I guess maybe if I thought more into it and checked analytics and stuff on my videos, I could capitalize on that even more. You know, trying to get even more viewers, like by doing more guitar lessons and stuff like that. But I guess the reason that is some diversity between my content is because of how easily bored I am. You know what I mean? Like,
I totally.
I guess when you guys walked in, you're like, you can't remember you if you got long hair, if you got short hair. You know, you're always, and it's because I literally wake up and I look in the mirror and I'm just like, what am I going to do different today? You know, if it's not creatively, I just can't look at myself. I'm tired of this damn long hair. I'm tired of having a beard. So it's like I'm always, if I'm not trying to reinvent this or the way that I think about myself or the way that I look at myself, I'm trying to reinvent whatever art or whatever song I'm working on so I can feel like I'm growing or changing on a daily basis. That's why I can't live in a house. I don't understand. I don't want to wake up to the same walls every day, man, because I'll feel like I'm trapped.
Well, and every Walmart parking lot is different, so it has that going for it.
Exactly, dude. So.
Let's talk a little bit about Springboard. As somebody who's been a part of Springboard South, of all of them, tell me a little bit about what that has meant to you. Has that been something that's helped you figure some things out, given you some ideas? What has it done for you,
dude? Springboard was my introduction to Texas, like to Houston. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know how many years it's been, 3 or 4 years already since the first one. But when I came in, it was literally my first show in Texas that I played at City Center, and I performed in Flora and Muse, which was that little coffee shop, and met Mary, and was kind of, you know, introduced to this whole scene and stuff, and felt really comfortable from the beginning with everyone associated with Springboard, because that's what this is all about. It's about supporting like independent artists and stuff, and it's not some sold out kind of, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like a lot of these festivals.
It's not a mega festival. It's something that's
They're
really about
really
the music.
genuinely trying to help. I always say small fries, like myself, you know. And so it's like I'm all about it. Like I'll come back and I'll support it as long as they're not tired of me. You know what I mean? Like
And so I guess it stands to reason you'd recommend it to.
Oh,
artists.
dude, it's like I see it's so promising. Like I see so much potential in what's happening with this. I think this is going to be one of the big festivals, man, that people are talking about.
I just love the diversity of it. You know, so many festivals are kind of like a style of music with a few other things added on, and Springboard is everything from, you know, gospel to metal to jazz. It's just a little bit of everything.
That doesn't happen. You don't. I mean, I personally haven't seen like such a diverse array of music at other festivals. So it's really cool.
So what is next for you? Is there a grand plan, or is it just keep cranking it out?
I'm floating, man. No, I mean that's kind of how I operate. I'm just gonna keep on. I want to grow as a guitarist, so I've been taking on different techniques and looking into 60s and 70s music a lot more. I want to kind of change and reinvent myself, so I've been focusing a lot on that. I'm still writing. Like I said, I've got a handful of singles that I'm going to be releasing throughout this year, focusing on videos, but most importantly, I'm trying to play bigger and better rooms at this point. So Chris and I are really starting to focus on that when I'm out on the road to make it more peaceful for me.
If you're talking to someone who has not heard your music and you're telling them, oh, go to YouTube and check it out, is there a song or a video that you would send them to first?
I would just tell them to look at my original material before the cover songs, because I feel like sometimes people, they are automatically attracted to videos that just have a higher view count.
Mm-hmm.
Which,
and a lot of
which
the covers
is,
will, yeah.
Yeah, so. which is in my case, it's like, I'm like, oh, that's so wrong, you know, because the originals never, even with big artists that I'm into, the originals never get as much as their versions of cover songs, you know, and so check out my original material. I swear to God, it's good. It doesn't have the numbers that the cover songs do, but yeah, man, it's still tasteful. I try.
I'll tell you, I think the original stuff is brilliant. I enjoy the covers, but they're more like a diversion. The original stuff is what I really...
I call them filler, like, honestly, my covers are, because it's like when I'm in between, you know, finishing originals or working on arrangements or recording, I'm just throwing cover songs out there to just keep these freaking...
Keep it going.
Yeah, songmongers happy.
We're talking with Dustin Prinz. This is the Wire Road Sessions, Wire Road Studios in Houston, Texas. Dustin, man, I don't know what to say except keep doing it, because I love the fact that you've always got something fresh that we can check out. So
thank you, man.
And we're going to check out a couple of tracks here. Do you know what you're going to play?
Yeah, I'm going to play a chill one, and then I got kind of an animated one after that. But yeah, the first one, it's a song called "I'm Home," which is kind of about the woes of a touring musician. So.
Nice. Well, Dustin Prinz, Prinz, for those of you looking to search it. Dustin, thank you so much.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
This is Weget Radio from Weget Artists.
Lately it just terrifies me that the only constant is change. Lately it just terrifies me that with every new face is a forgotten name. So I walk down to the pond and skip another stone, and imagine that with every skip it's one less day alone. We'll walk down to the pond and skip another stone, and imagine that with one less skip I'm home. Living between the white and yellow lines, but on miles till I'm hypnotized from the cold truth, feeling numb. Another new place to share my songs, though it's background music to these patrons. They don't know the sting of being ignored. So I walk down to the pond and skip another stone, and imagine that with every skip it's one less day alone. I walk down to the pond and skip another stone, and imagine that with one last skip I'm home. So I stay busy as to not have time to stop and question every aspect of my life, like why I'm where I am, why I'm where I am, why I'm where I am. So I walk down to the pond and skip another stone, Then imagine that with every skip it's one less day alone. Walk down to the pond and skip another stone. And imagine that with one last skip I'm home. And imagine that with one last skip I'm home. And imagine that with one last skip I'm home. If one truth were to collide with another truth, would that shed some light? 'Cause your truth seems to exist only to those duped by your eloquence. Well, I have to admit, alright, you seem pretty bright. But I judge a man's worth by the steps he's made, not the stories heard. 'Cause any dipshit can ratchet jaw, very few care to work at all. Well, I have to admit you're bright, but the font fit the type. With too many parlor tricks, there's bound to be a few sleight of hands you'll miss. I know we ain't the same, God knows that there's no one to blame. Some work till the sun goes down, Mr. Twiddle Thumbs, where are you now? I don't think there could be any other way to break this down. I don't particularly like it when you're blowing smoke around. You think you're buying time, but you're just wasting mine until the day I go out of my mind. With too many parlor tricks, there's bound to be a few sleight of hands you'll miss. I know we ain't the same, God knows that there's no one to blame. Some work till the sun goes down, Mr. Twiddle Thumbs, where are you now? I know we ain't the same, God knows that there's no easy way. Gotta work to see your dreams play out, Mr. Twiddle Thumbs, don't let me down. So if you're as hungry as they come for the things you've been dreaming of, while the world's not stopping, what are you waiting on? If you're as hungry as they come for the things you've been dreaming of, while the world's not stopping, what are you waiting on? If you're as hungry as they come for the things you've been dreaming of, while the world's not stopping, what are you waiting on? If you're as hungry as they come, the things you've been dreaming of, while the world's not stopping, what are you waiting on? I know we ain't the same, God knows that there's no one to blame. Some work till the sun goes down, Mr. Twiddle Thumbs, where are you now? I know we ain't the same, God knows that there's no easy way. Gotta work to see your dreams play out, Mr. Twiddle Thumbs, don't let me down. Don't let me down. Where are you now? You think you're buying time, but you're just wasting mine until the day I go out of my mind. With too many parlor tricks, there's bound to be a few sleight of hands you'll miss. Where has the fire gone? When did we forget to fall in love? Why are your feet so cold? Lucinda, I became a shadow for you. I followed you with intent of watching you move. You flew through the streets of my heart and hung my hopes against the light of the moon. We used to bloom with brilliance of spring, Haven't seen petals as delicate and terrifying. Lucinda, what of the wolves? They've returned to the wild of my heart without you. I followed you with intent of watching you move. You flew through the streets of my heart and hung my hopes against the light of the moon. What will become of me, of us? My love, where are we? What have we done? Until I return, will you remember our love when it was breathing in the sunset? And in these paintings I've scribbled against these stars for you. I followed you with intent of watching you move. You flew through the streets of my heart and hung my hopes against the light